Good night, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Teresa's Two Cents. Good night, good morning, wherever you are. Hi, everyone. How is everyone doing? I know, as usual, I've been um MIA, but it will take time, and I'm getting more accustomed to the camera, and I want to be doing more YouTube videos, and I will eventually. Alright, so I start off by saying welcome back to my channel, and this tonight I've wanted to make this video for a long time, but every time I make it I've deleted it because it wasn't to my liking. This video is to honor my mom who passed away in July, and just to talk about just family issues and how best we can look at life and deal with death and whatever comes after. Well, this video is kind of an ode to my mom, and an ode is kind of a love poem or a song or something like that. So that is what I hope to do, and honor her in a way sufficient to me. Alright, and to anyone who has lost a loved one, a close family member, just my condolences, and just take it one day at a time. And I'm saying and that I don't know why, and reflect on the things that family member represented and their hopes and wishes for you. Well, my mom, she had a heart condition, and she passed away suddenly, and it's still very hard because my mom, I was my best friend. I confided in her in every way, and I trusted her because she had a heart of gold. Let me start off by saying that she had everything she did was with the best intention, and she loved unconditionally. And it is very rare you find people who love unconditionally in this world. And not because she was my mom, because I don't defend people and I don't make up things about people, unlike some other people. But it is what she was, and there's so much that she has taught me. There's so much that I have within me, and I struggle with this each day, and I struggle with being the full woman she wanted me to be, and being somewhat of someone who pays attention to those who are not important, if you understand what I'm saying. Well, yeah, she was a cancer woman, born June, and Cancerians are people who love and love. They just love, no matter what people do to them. They're very supportive and they're very loving. Their love comes from a real place, and I was blessed to have had her in my life. I was blessed that she was the person, along with my dad, who raised me, because I'm no perfect human being, but I have genuine love, genuine care for people. Because of that, I don't really surround myself with a lot of friends, because and a lot of family members anymore, because people are so fake and cruel. And while I have the unconditional love that my mother passed on to me, I am very fiery, and I believe that people should get a dose of their own medicine. I'm a firm believer in that. I believe without that you can't learn, and you will never learn. So I try to keep myself away, but she was very kind. She was just but we would have conversations probably 16 times a day. I don't know, as many times as we would have conversations, and we would talk so much. We would talk about everything, anything, the curtains in the house, the carpet, the children, the food. Every time I change around the house, I clean the house, she call me, she clean her house, she show me pictures. It was just so nice and refreshing. if you met her and you really knew her and you never listened to the hearsay of wicked, jealous creatures, you would have just fallen in love with her. She was just somebody who did everything unconditionally. There's so many stories I have, and all of them are positive. I mean, we are my mom and I are very much the same persons. So we clashed a lot because we're very opinionated and we believe that our opinions are true and that we know what we're talking about. But most women are like that anyway. But most of the times we know what we're talking about. Believe that most of the times we genuinely, honestly, it always turns out to be what we say it is to be. And it's just a great loss, and not only for me but for anybody who has ever come in contact with her. She was a good listener, she was fun to talk to, she was very friendly, she had friends all over. Even when she died and I went to New York and she died over there, I didn't even get to go to the church that she went to. She went to this church, she used to tell me about it. My father was just confused, so we didn't even get to contact those people. It was a lot of people I didn't even get to contact. A lot of people I didn't even get to reach out to. I reached out to the ones who were closest to me, and that was a big mistake in a lot of ways. But and all her life, she was surrounded by a lot of negativity, especially from her siblings. Especially, I think they were so jealous of her, jealous that she was level-headed, stable. She was just ambitious, she was driven, got pregnant at 16 and still owned more than what most of them could have ever owned, even though they were given more opportunities than she was. Can you imagine? Just imagine this woman who is an amazing housewife. Some of her siblings were jealous that she was a housewife, that no man wanted to take care of them. Can you imagine that? And and I'm saying this because in order to understand who she was, you have to understand her struggles. Can you imagine being a woman the last 6 years of her life, of 50 something, late and starting over, going to a new country, doing the home health aid course, and it's not as easy as people think, and reading all that information in your late 50s, getting 90s and 80s on the test that you continually do, being an excellent home health aid, one for the record books. Can you imagine that? Starting over, just experiencing things that she could never do. She gave everything to her family. We never really had it, but people were of based on stupid rumors, people were of the impression that we had more than we had, you know. And let me tell you something, for those people who listen to the rumors, you are just the most idiotic persons. Like, the way I cannot stand you people, if any, let me tell you something. So if you've ever heard anything about me or that I said anything about you, go with it. Because see, the minute you come to me and say, oh, I didn't talk to you because I heard, I'm going to send you up a tree so high, I don't think you'll ever come down from that tree. Anyways, yes. And she was just, she got to go get her pedicures, go on dates with my father to Red Lobster. She got to do some things that she never got to do as a young woman in Jamaica, taking care of kids and paying bills. She just got to do so many things. Can you imagine starting over everything? And despite the odds, despite the negative brother, despite the negative sister, you continued, you persevered, and you always had love for them. I remember one time her brother was in an accident, minor, I don't even know what he was in, and she would offer him dinner. No, I'm very kind, and my mother taught me that food is food, and you mess, you know, when you eat it, you mess it right back out. But that man is a man who, when she lived with him paying rent, he locked the washroom on her while her hand was broken, her finger was broken, and she still found the time to give him dinner. And I was so unhappy. I told her, I said, listen, you need to find some homeless people and you need to give them the dinner because he doesn't deserve zilch. And I'm so sorry. I am one of the kindest persons when it comes down to food. If I dish food give you, I'm dishing a lot. I love to, when it comes down to food, I'm not mean, but I have a very short views for wicked people. Like, it's getting shorter by the the second. You see me all last summer, last summer, you know. And that was the type of person she was. She was just, you ever hear people say an angel on earth? By no means perfect, but in every way wonderful. Yeah, man, that is who she was. She was so kind. She could, and that is why I believe so many people, so many of her siblings, and some of her so-called, I don't even know what they were, did not fancy, well, had some jealousy surrounding her, because when she cleaned, you see, it was just immaculate. When oh my god, she could think off the top of her head just like that. She was a problem solver. There's nothing that would come upon her that she couldn't easily solve and take care of. And I just really admire that she could cook, especially stew peas. When she cooked her stew peas, it was just the best, the best. I hope you're seeing me. I feel like I look a bit yeah. So that was her. Just an amazing person, just a kind-hearted person, just a very open person. Very, her heart was very soft. And you know, one thing that my mom taught me was to love. And when you love, and everything you do, do it without condition. I've never been offered anything, or most of the help that I've received in my life is based on conditions. I know, because I remember while I was there, and I don't care who wants to be upset with me, because this video is going to give a lot of you who know yourselves reason to be. You finally have a reason why I'm going to give it to you. I was over New York planning with my dad, planning her funeral arrangement. I remember this one cousin who, you know, was so helpful, and I thank her so much, and she was there helping me, and all of a sudden I didn't hear from her. And I was like, all right, let me get, normally I would have called people, because I just, because of how I grew up with these negative people around me, this negative auntie and negative, just negativity, I just, if people like become distant, I don't question it, right? So I called her because she seemed so passionate about helping me with my parents. And when I called her, she was like, oh, I thought you said this, and I thought you said this, I thought you were listening to those people. And I was like, I was about to say the worst thing, and then when I thought about it, I was like, okay, probably she's been through some things like I have, where you just can't trust the closest people to you, the family members to you. And but then when I became sober and not so vulnerable, I thought to myself, my mother, I mean, you disinvited us to your wedding because of rumors. And we still, when your mother got sick, my mother, she was like Flash. She just zoomed in and she assisted in every single way possible. No conditions, nothing. And it's like, no matter what I do in life, I can't get that help from most people. It has to be based on conditions. That's fine. You see, if I'm helping you, I'm helping you. So if I'm not helping you, I'm not helping you. And that's it. But that is what it was. But despite all that negativity surrounding my mother, she was such a strong human being. She always said she's leaving people to God. I'm the type of person where, yes, I'm leaving you to God, but you're going to know that I don't like what you did. Currently, when it comes down to family relationships, what I've learned is that, because I don't want this video to go too long, but what I've learned when it comes down to family relationships is that family is not blood. It's not. It's love. And I'm fully embracing that family, because when I tell you that you don't know me and you don't know the battles I've fought. My mother's always been that sibling that they're looking to see her children come to the worst. They're looking to see her fail. They're looking to see her husband doesn't do well. That's the type of people she was surrounded by. I'm not, and that is the truth. That is how I grew up. So I'm very guarded with myself. I'm very guarded with my space, and I cut people off at the drop of a hat, because I've seen what it does to have toxic people in your life. It eats at you like a disease, like cancer, right? So I try my best not to have those people in my life. And to people who, you know, there is nothing you can tell me about somebody to make me not like them. The only thing and I love everybody, I just don't like some of you. The only thing I base people I judge people off of is my own experience. I've heard so many things about so many people, and you can't change my mind about somebody, because I believe everybody deserves a fair opportunity to be known, because you're a person, you're supposed to be of importance. You don't take people's hearsay, because different people have different versions and different experiences with each person. So what they say is not Bible, and you're very dunce. You're dunce if all you do is take hearsay and use it to sabotage others and put them in a box. And it's time that we stop that in families, and we stop that in friendships, we stop that in the workplace. It's time that we observe on our own. Because ask yourself this question: how come? How come that person that said all of this about me felt so, or you felt so comfortable around the news carrier? How come they felt so comfortable around the news carrier to say all of this and this about me? That means something is very shady about the news carrier. Very shady. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So we just stop and be mature. We're all adults. We're all, a lot of children in adult form is walking around. I remember, I don't know what lie this person told, because that's all she lives by. And I honestly, I don't know what lie she told this time around. But all of a sudden, she just, I know her because I grew up with her. So when I saw an expression on her face, I decided, all right, that is my cue. So I just cut off everybody on that line, because I am trying to raise my children in a way where they don't know of that. They don't know of that toxicity. There's too much toxicity in this world from strangers for me to put my children in situations. Because listen, whatever you allow your children to um, see and observe, and to understand that you have tolerated, they will tolerate it too. So when it comes down to toxicity, I have zero tolerance. I will cut off even my last finger if it means that you're going to come into my, because all my life all I'm surrounded by are negativity. People have this to say, have that to say, and mind you, they're liars. I myself I'm a victim of it, where I don't know if it's a curse, but I break it in the mighty name of Jesus, where your sibling feels the need to tell lies on you because they're bad mind and jealous. It's right. So I'm not, yeah, it's alright. I'm not into it. If video just stopped, I'm not sure what happened. But it's working now. I'm just not into the negativity. And what I realize is that people think that because you're family, you're supposed to always forgive what they do to you and always look the other way. No, if you respect people, you truly love them, then you honor them. You respect their integrity, and you nurture that. And that is what I think family is, I think love is. And I think I've learned so much from my mother, not only to love unconditional, not only to offer assistance, not only to be a good woman or a good person, but based on her experience, I have decided that I want to change the narrative. I want to switch it up a bit for my kids. I want to teach my kids that there's nobody like your sister. There's nobody like your brother. There is nobody like that. And I want to teach them that when one goes up, the other goes up. When one is down, help the other up. Or help whatever. You know what the story go. Because at the end of the day, black people especially, they don't understand that you are more powerful as a group than as a one person. Although sometimes you have to be a powerhouse by yourself. But if you know, I always say that if black people just know the power that they have, sometimes we blame it on slavery, that is why we don't learn to live. It is just stupid. We are out of slavery now. Things have happened, but we understand. People just, it is not hard to be a good person. I've tested myself. It is not hard. It is not hard to be good. It takes so much more energy to be a negative, mean, wicked witch and wizard than it takes to just do good. And you're not going to do good all the time. Come in and do good all the time. But all I have to say is I feel so blessed that Jennifer Bailey was my mom. I've learned so much about life. She was a true lady, and she raised her daughters. I don't know about the other one, but she raised me especially to be a lady and one of integrity, right? And I am so grateful for that. She raised me to work hard for everything that I have. No make no man knock on me and say, yeah, me give you this and I me do it. No, everything I have, you work hard for and you earn it yourself. And you earn everything. No beg nobody for nothing. Even when hungry, I kill you, not say nothing, right? She raised me to just be a strong woman who go for what you want, have your dreams and aim for them, and not be no scabby. No be no make no man, no matter which level of life, no make no man take it for no scabby. No sell yourself short. Your body is a temple, respect every ounce of it. How many young ladies can say that today, that their mother raised them to be ladies? Granted, if you get me angry, me just take off a little lady at she and me bring in the other one, because that's the only time I come out of character, when you disrespect me. Because if you ask anybody who knows me, that my mother taught me respect, it's very important. So I show you respect first. So when you disrespect me, I give you everything you deserve. Best rest assured, I don't play with people, because I try my best to show respect. And I'm so grateful. That's one thing. She died, the last 6 years of her life, she lived despite the enemy and the John Crows. She lived. And that's the only thing that helps me to feel better. And the other thing that helps me to feel better is that I want to be and do what she never got to do, and I want to be everything she had hoped for me to be, and her grandchildren. And the dreams that she did not get to accomplish, because for somebody who was fought so much in life, she accomplished almost everything she wanted to. Uno never stop her. You understand what I'm saying to you? With my father by her side, she accomplished everything. She almost everything. And what she not accomplished, rest assured, when I got tired, see the face, hey, can't get her out of the race. Not yet. Yeah. So that is what I'm telling you. Just know that some of us, we hang on to this word family, and sometimes you just oh, there are some members of the family who I honestly, I'm so sorry. And that is why when you think my mother had time to talk about you, it really rubs me the wrong way, because half half of the times, I'm telling you the truth, even growing up, my mother had no time to talk about people's children, especially those of her siblings, because she was so busy and caught up in life. And to be, I'm gonna tell you, half of the time we did not remember. I didn't remember you, because I honestly was just, we were just so caught up in making things work as a family. So when you hear my mother doesn't talk bad about people's children, she's always trying to uplift them. She doesn't talk bad. She doesn't say anything negative about people's children. So if you ever heard she said that, which I think you have heard something like that, because I saw a move one. Anyway, I'm not going back at that. People say things, and trust me, those who sit around and believe it, you're just the scum of the earth, because you make things worse. You make things worse by listening to negativity and soaking it in and just going with it. Right? So that is it. I'm gonna try this coffee, and they have this cough that just won't go away. Your daddy gonna look on them, but I'm going to wrap up now. Remember to just love, and I'm so happy. I spoke to her so often. It's like we were never apart. She was in New York, I'm in Jamaica, and I spoke to her every day, 10 times a day or more. And I am so thankful for those memories. I still listen to her voice notes sometimes. I start the day with her and I end the day with her. I'm so thankful that we created that bond over the years. I'm so thankful that she was my mother, because I'm one in a million. and I think it's because of who she was. I'm no perfect person, and I don't wish to be, but I'm just grateful for the woman that I am. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the fighter that I am. You thought my mother was a fighter? Think about me. Mm, yeah. Mm. So I'll continue to fight this fight. I just want to surround me, myself, my family, and my children with persons who genuinely love and genuinely care and have positivity to offer. I want to thank, I don't even know who to thank. There's so many persons. There are family members who, honestly, I was going through so much when my mom died. It's almost like I didn't remember, you know. But family members who showed up, especially the ones from country, they showed up. They showed out. Oh my God, the ones from Saint Mary, um, those from my father's side who came and supported her friend who came from, I don't remember where, but somewhere. Her church sister from Jamaica, Sister Angie, who to this day is so supportive, calls and checks upon us. Oh my God, so supportive. My cousins who just check up on me every day, you know. Jackie, and I know I have your name saved as Dottie. My other cousin June, who I don't remember her face, I don't know, because last time I saw her I was a child, and she checks upon me, send me Bible verses. Mommy's longtime friend when her grandson Akeem was a child. Um, Miss June, who checks upon me continually. Just so much love and support, and I'm so thankful. So all the persons who chose to just be, to continue to try to break her even in her death, they try to attack her child, God be with you. But remember, every dog has its day, and your day is surely going to come. But just remember, love, light. I'm trying to live a life of love. I'm trying to live a life of happiness. I'm trying to live a life of just